To Ethiopia now, where lawyers and witnesses say authorities have arrested hundreds of people in Addis Ababa. But the federal government says it's detained only 23 people. Authorities declared a state of emergency in the Amhara region earlier this month after fighting between the army and rebels known as Fano. Rights groups say ethnic Amharas are being targeted in the mass arrests. Well, let's get more on this. We are joined by Samuel Getachaw. He's a freelance journalist who's live for us in Addis Ababa. What more are you hearing about the arrests in the capital?
Well, we have heard from the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission that has confirmed that there has been a mass detention of Amharas accused by the Ethiopian government of siding with Fanos. Fanos are loosely managed a movement-like organization that the Amharas have used to try to bring their own perspective to the mainstream. They were an ally of the government. Now they are seen as a threat to the security of the country, according to the Ethiopian government. And that's the action that the Ethiopian government is saying they've taken.
Yeah, the latest tensions follow the government asking regional defense forces to give up their weapons to join the national army. Why does Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed want to disarm regional forces? They have been around for years, so why must they join the national army now? Is it because of what happened with the Tigray People's Liberation Front picking up arms against the government?
Well, the government, the Prime Minister has been saying that it was an era of the TPLF in which they have implemented a regional force that they say has weakened the federal force that he has used to try to fight in the northern part 3 years ago now. Against the TPLF now in Amhara. The government believes that the government needs a strong federal force instead of regional forces that are mostly ethnic focused as an era of a TPLF in which the Ethiopian government has been saying they're fighting against.
But are the people of Amhara right to be worried that if they don't have a regional defense force, that they will have no one who will be dedicated to defending them?
Well, that's what they're saying. They have been saying that since the implementation of the peace process in Pretoria, followed by Nairobi, they have been saying that the government is now working with the TPLF, trying to bring down the interest of Amharas. There has been disputed lands between Amhara and Tigray, in which the Amharas are saying the Ethiopian government might be in a position to give it to the Tigray government in Mekelle. The disputed lands are fertile. They have been disputed. The Amharas have been saying that the TPLF government, the TPLF-led coalition government of the past, had given the lands to the Tigray region in favor of the Tigray region instead of their own region that they believe is theirs.
Yes, and the people in Amhara have said that they feel they have been left out of that Pretoria agreement between the government and the Tigray People's Liberation Front. Where are Ethiopia's allies? Where are Ethiopia's neighbours in all of this? Because Human Rights Watch and other human rights organisations are saying that despite the growing violence, that Ethiopia's regional and international partners have been silent.
Well, that's the allegation that's been made, especially against the African Union, which is based in Addis Ababa. They haven't said anything. They haven't acted against what's been happening in Ethiopia, especially since this Amhara conflict began now just more than a week ago. There's an understanding that what happens in Ethiopia will affect regional governments. But there hasn't been any kind of coordinated effort to try to bring this to a conclusion. As you know, the conflict in Tigray had more than 600,000 have died, and the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission is saying a growing number of people are dying in Amhara. So there doesn't seem to be any end in sight in the conflicts of this country.
That is freelance journalist Samuel Getachaw joining us live from Addis Ababa. Thank you very much for your time on this.